Hey, Alex, how's it going today?
Hey, doing great. Thanks for having me, Jeffy.
Oh my gosh, of course. So, as you guys know, we're doing a little series on how to ask for referrals. And Alex is one of my favorite people that asks for referrals in the most beautiful ways and also gives referrals, which I think goes a long way. So, today we're going to talk to Alex about, first of all, I want him to introduce himself, tell us a little bit about himself, and then we're going to talk about how he asks for referrals. So, Alex, go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. My name's Alex Varela. I've been a lender for about 19 years. I started when I was pretty young. I was 20 years old.
I love that.
And it's a cute little story. I was waiting tables. Guy rolls in, fancy car, Porsche 911 Turbo. I had built a rapport with him for quite some time. And, one day I was taking his order and it was kind of like a movie scene. And so I walk away from the table, stopped dead in my tracks. And I thought to myself, you need to say something. And if you don't say something now, like it's never going to happen. And so the record stopped playing, you know how they do in the movies, as like scratched or whatever.
Yeah.
I turned back around and I said, "Hey, Mr. Butler, I don't know what you do for a living. And at this point in my life, I don't care if it's legal or illegal, but I want to do." Little did I know he was like ex-Marine, ex-police officer, like probably the most above board citizen you've ever met. But it got him thinking, and I asked him for a job, and 6 weeks later he called me. So I haven't looked back since. So I've been
I love that.
A lender for a long time, recognized top 1%, top 200 actually in the nation for, 8 years. Do business in lots of different states. I think 36 states now. And I don't know.
Well, okay, I need to add to this. First of all, you made all the hair on my arm stand up when you told me that story because that is a scene out of a movie. And what that really tells me is just how incredibly awesome you are and that you see opportunity and jump on that opportunity, which is beautiful.
Well, thank you.
I also want to say that I do many, many, many transactions. I've been in this business for 22 years, and obviously, for every well, not every, because there's some cash ones, but most of them have a lender involved. And I'm very picky about the people I work with. And Alex is the first time we worked together, I was blown away by how incredibly meticulous you are with working with your clients, and I respect that so much. So I want to do a shout out to Alex for that. You want to tell us a little bit about the areas that you work?
So, most of, for agents, sometimes there's geographic restrictions, right? But for lenders, it's pretty easy to kind of cross over state boundary lines, especially in today's, world where we're on Zoom or Teams or something like that. Mm-hmm. So some of our biggest states, California, obviously one of them. We do a lot of business in Florida, states that surround Texas, of course, New Mexico, and Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. Colorado, Utah, so a lot of those places is where we do. Carolinas, actually, surprisingly.
Great.
Georgia, Tennessee,
you're all over the place.
We're all over the place. Yeah. So, and what we try to do is we actually build it off of one transaction. So, I always challenge myself. If I get one transaction in that state, I will build a business there. And so we measured it, and last year, 15% of our book of business was from out of Texas, different states.
Okay.
And so every year I try to do 5% more. So 20%, 25, 30. So that's kind of our goal.
Okay. Well, that's an incredible lead in to how you did a transaction with me, and obviously you have your clients that you worked with, but you also worked with me. So we're both your clients.
Correct.
How do you go forward asking for new business referrals and so on?
Yeah. So to the consumer, right? So for example, when we're looking at the client that we had, so you have to be very specific about asking for a referral. The one thing that we found as well is that through the process of edification, basically where you are talking about somebody else instead of yourself, it's a little bit easier. Okay. So for example, the first way we asked for a referral from this particular client is I edified you, Jeffy. And I was actually talking about you to the client and saying, wow, Jeffy, your agent is awesome. Did you know this about them? Because I had done some research on you. And I actually said some things that maybe you probably didn't tell the clients about yourself. I'm like, wow, this is one of the best agents in San Diego. do you know of anybody else that is buying a home that we could refer to Jefi? And so I kind of utilize like you and edifying you because it seems genuine, right? Like people are like, oh, wow, like he's asking for Jefi, not asking about himself, and he's not talking about himself. So they're more likely to tell you and give you more information when you're edifying somebody else. So that's the first way I ask. The second,
I love that.
And we try to do that 6 times throughout the process, actually. So, and now we've incorporated in our like automated update emails where it just happens and you'll read it and it'll say, hey, your agent is doing a really good job. Like, I haven't seen an agent work this hard before. Do you know of anybody else buying a home? So the other way we do it is we have to kind of relate it specific to them. It's like, hey, like you guys are living the dream. You know, you both have great careers. You know, you don't have any children. You have this awesome house in San Diego, like with a great view. Like, do you know of another company or another couple that's living the same lifestyle as you that I may be able to help finance a home? And the reason why we do that is because we try to, and I might be mispronouncing this, but I believe it's the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, where like a selection bias, like something you recently notice appears much more frequently around you, right? So
yes,
I think we've talked about it before, Jefi. It's what part of the brain?
The reticular activator.
Correct. Yes. And so what we want to do is like, we want to bring up those thoughts for them, like, oh, wait, he's looking for people like us to finance a home. And then as they're interacting with people, they're like, you know what? We do know other people that are in the same like life path as us. And we need to like talk to them and see, are they buying a house, you know, or when they bring it up, oh, we have the best lender and the best realtor for you. So those are the 2 ways that we like to ask for referrals.
That is incredible because for so many different reasons, my brain is going, boop, 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 boop. Okay, do I do that? And I think I do pieces of that. And I'll bet a lot of people do pieces of that. But what I'm trying to do with these videos is get people to hone their craft. So you have explained that so well. So let me just make sure I get it. You are connecting with not only the consumer, but the realtor.
Correct.
In a way that is soft and genuine and really about them and not about you. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you do research to make sure that your clients, the consumer, understands who they're working with, and you point out things that maybe that agent is not saying about themselves to build even more rapport so that now when I'm working with you, feel so comfortable and confident working with you.
Right.
Correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Here's the other piece that you're not saying that I'm going to say about you is that you are an incredible lender and you did an incredible job. So not only are you doing the referral side, but you're doing the action side. So I think people need to understand you can ask for as many referrals as you want, but if you don't follow through and you don't do a good job, those referrals are just going to slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So you mentioned a 6-time touch. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So we call it promotion. And so it's part of our value proposition. So we call it P3, and promotion is one of the Ps. And so 6 points throughout the transaction, we ask for a referral on behalf of the agent that we're doing business with. So the first touch point is going to be pre-qualification, right? So that's a pretty big step. Like, wow, you're pre-qualified. Right. You could go buy a house, like be excited, go home, pop a bottle of wine, like celebrate. Yeah. We'll worry about the details later. Okay.
Right.
By the way, do you know of anybody else that's looking to get pre-qualified that we could refer to Jefi? She's awesome. Right. So like we have that conversation. The second touch point is going to be at time of contract, because that's a big deal, right? Wow, I don't see a lot of other agents getting people under contract in this environment. Your agent did an awesome job. So that's another one. Approval. When the appraisal comes in, initial closing disclosure, and then the final closing disclosure when we wrap it all up. So a lot of people tend to think that we should wait until closing to ask for that referral. And we just don't believe that. We believe that you can strike while the iron's hot and ask for the referral now, while they're involved in the process and while you are doing a good job and things are going well, ask for the referral. So those are our 6 touch points.
I absolutely love that. Okay. we're going to wrap it up, but there's one more thing I want you to talk about.
Okay.
Because the other day, I was sitting watching a movie with my husband, Cody, and he brings out this little packet of popcorn. And first of all, I don't eat meat and I'm gluten free. So to get something that I can eat from somebody is like heaven. So I rip open this little bag and I look at it and I'm, oh, this is from Alex. And I'm in my most comfortable clothes and I'm relaxed and I'm watching this movie. And there you are sitting with me in my living room. So tell me a little bit about that part.
Well, first, what movie did we watch?
Okay. I want to tell you what movie I watched, but you're going to laugh because it's such a weird movie, but it was Hitch.
Hey, Hitch is cool. I love Hitch. I think I'm secretly Hitch in like my own life. I think I am Hitch, but
you probably are. I could see that. Your demeanor.
Yeah, something going on. So, for a long time, I think you've mentioned Buffini. I've never been trained by Buffini, but I'm very familiar with the program and I think it's great.
Yeah.
And so, I know Buffini teaches the pop by where you literally drop by somebody's like office or place and bring
Yes.
So I believe in gifting, and every month I gift all of our agents something edible. It could be, I call it the 5 cents marketing. It could be it could be, any of the 5 senses, right? If it's something you smell, a candle, something you can taste, right? Which is the popcorn, and people love the popcorn.
I know. Stick with that.
I'm consistent. It's every month. So what I found is that agents don't go to the office very often. And so we had to start like getting their home address, which is kind of like intimidating to ask for. And can be weird, right? Like, oh my gosh, why is this guy asking for home address? So, we've been very candid about it and we're like, hey, I would like to, would you be willing to provide your address, your home address for gifting purposes? Like, this is the reason why I want your address because I'm going to send you something. And most people are like, oh yeah, you know what? Yes, that's fine. And they send me their home address. So we have a collection of all of our agents' home addresses, believe it or not. And
I love it.
We gift them every month. And so I think every month is a different flavor of popcorn, just a little treat for them to take with them. Some people give it away and some people eat it. And
like me.
And I'm so weird. I was like, I'll be honest, like at first, I'm like, I eat mostly vegetarian. I on a regular basis. And so I was like, popcorn. I was like, are y'all sure? I was like talking to my marketing guy about it. I was like, I guess, man, like I'm going to trust you on this one and just see how it goes. And we get more comments and feedback about the popcorn than we had the gift. So we're sticking with it for the time being.
Good. Cause I'll look forward to getting it next month.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a different flavor every month.
All right. So on that note, consistency is huge. We talked about that with your follow-up after close. We've talked about that for your 6 touches. I love your 2 ways of asking for a referral. And I just want to say thank you so, so much for being with us today. You bring great value and I'm grateful to know you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, Alex. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.